Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be refinishing this old nightstand I found at the thrift store for $25, and let's see what we can turn this into. I don't really have any plans, so I'm using discounted paint that I pick up every now and then whenever I'm at Home Depot. Okay, so the first step in every project, I remove the hardware, and then I clean up the entire project. I like to pour mineral spirits on a rag and then just wipe the entire piece clean. Take the drawers out and clean everything out. It's pretty funny, the things you can find in old furniture. I decided I'm going to be staining parts of the project, so I'm going to strip the top and the places needed. Don't forget to subscribe to see my future videos. But anyways, let's get back to the project. See later in the video what I'm doing. I'm going to strip the front facing part of the drawers, and I will be staining just that part as well. As you can see, the stain wasn't really coming off, so it's going to be time to take out the sander. But first, let's take the steel wool and some mineral spirits and clean off the rest of the residue from the stripper. As you can see, not much of the original stain came off, so let's sand this project down. So I'm using a 180 grit sandpaper on my random orbital sander. I started on the top of the table, and I had to be careful because there was a bit of veneer, so I didn't want to go down through that and damage the top surface. I sanded the edges by hand to give it a smooth finish. I'm wiping it with the mineral spirits cloth again, just to clean it up before we start painting. Since I'm staining the top of the nightstand, I'm going to tape it up with painter's tape and protect it from painting over it. I'm also staining the sanded part of the drawers to match the top of the nightstand. I'm cutting the tape with a knife, and I'm using my square to make sure it's a straight line. Now it's time to use some Rust-Oleum primer to prime the whole project where I'm going to be painting. I decided to paint with a brush, and I'm using gray paint that I got for $3 from Home Depot in the discount section, so it's a cheap way to do the project.
Full time.
really like that music. Now I'm peeling off the tape so I can stain over the drawers. If you're going to try this, peel the tape off from the inside, not the outer edge, or you will mess up where the paint meets the stain, well, where the stain's going. Let's also take the top and the cardboard off the top of the nightstand to stain the entire project. Okay, now it's time to start staining. I'm using a Minwax gray stain. All I'm using is an old rag and just lathering it on. I decided to do some antique glazing to make the gray a little bit darker to match the stain. So just put the stain on and wipe it off with a rag right after, up and down. Here's the hardware I also found at the thrift store. I had to find some new stuff because the hardware that was already on it was actually broken. I'm using a Rust-Oleum Universal Advanced Formula. It's a hammered, so it kind of looks like a forged steel kind of look. I'll have all the products I used in the description below anyways, so take a look there if you're interested. It ended up being a bit too shiny for my liking, so I'm adding a black wax decorative finish to the handles and just rubbing it in. After letting it sit for a few minutes, I wipe off all the wax with a dry rag. I let the wax dry for a couple hours and I gave it one last buff, and then it was ready to go on the nightstand. After having all this finished, I decided to take some wood filler and fill in the big chip in the bottom of the nightstand. I like to apply this stuff and just follow the directions and go from there. After letting this stuff dry, I took my sandpaper and sanded it down smooth. I ended up needing to antique glaze the entire front again, so I did that, and when I was done, I sealed the entire project with lacquer finish. Let's take one more look at the nightstand before, and this is what the nightstand looks like after. Thanks for watching this furniture flip, and if you guys want to see more, please hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos.